Hello everyone, it's Lottie from Cancer is a Lifestyle. Guess what time it is? It's Movie and Stitch Day! Yay! You probably don't even care. But sorry, it's late at night and yeah, I had a kind of a busy, wild day, so maybe I'm overly tired. But anyways, Movie and Stitch, and today's letter is the letter L. So I'm almost there, you guys, with everybody else. But by the time this comes out, they'll be already on another letter. So, but anyway, today's movie is the letter L, and I chose The Lovely Bones. Now I'm going to read to you what attracted me to it. What was the why I chose it. It says it's PG-13. It stars Mark Wahlberg, Rachel Weisz, and Susan Sarandon. So right there, you got a good cast going on. I believe this came out in 2009. It was 2 hours and 16 minutes long. I found this on Netflix. And what attracted me to this movie was the whole theme, which was in the aftermath of her murder, 14-year-old Susie watches from beyond as her loved ones mourn and search for her killer who is hiding in plain sight. And I was like, whoa, this sounds really, really interesting, and I wanted to see more of it because I thought, wow, this is my kind of thing. So before I go on and give you what I thought, what I thought of it, it did keep me on my feet. This is set in, I believe, the 70s. So you have to kind of remember how in the 70s were, and how, our kids could still, they walked home from school, they had freedoms that none of our children have anymore. In the 70s, it was more of an innocent era. It really was, compared to nowadays. So I have to say that Mark Wahlberg and Rachel Weisz and Susan Sarandon do a great job of mourning and, showing you the aftermath of what it, after they find her, the 14-year-old dead. So, and she's been murdered. So, they do a really good job, you guys. The acting is magnificent, especially Mark Wahlberg. You could actually feel his pain in losing his baby girl. So the one thing that I would say that I was a little bit, which it wasn't the way I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought she was going to be, she's watching herself, she's dead, and then she's watching what's going on. She's watching, but she's not. She's like in La La Land. That's what I'm going to call it. And she's transiting, she's in this transition. And it seems she meets other girls, but they seem to be like girls of this, killer, that he's murdered other girls. And it seems like they're in this La La Land. That's what I'm going to call it, because she's like floating and doing like all these incredible things and until he actually is caught or dies or something, like there's retribution for the fact. So they're all just kind of, but yet they don't know who they are to each other. So that's the only thing. But otherwise, you watch the family and you watch how it goes through the next several years, I guess. I don't know. I was a little bit unsure of what sequence this was. Like, not even sequence, but it made it sound like a couple years went by, but yet nothing changed. Like, they didn't age, the children didn't age. I don't know. It was just kind of funny how about the time sequence. It will get you angry, because this young girl is 14, and it's very evident from the beginning that he is a pedophile, but it does not show you the actual murder. And he is portrayed by a very creepy looking guy, so I'm just letting you know. And it will kind of upset you because, but it's real life, you know. Crimes don't get solved in the way they do in the movies in real life. And they really do portray it. And actually, I am going to let you know that he really doesn't get caught. He doesn't get caught. You know, there may be suspicion, but he doesn't get caught. He comes to an untimely, you know, he gets his own, but it won't be because he gets caught. So it's very heart-wrenching to watch this, and how there's no resolution for her. But it's a lovely story. It is. It's a lovely story. But I just had a couple issues with some of the, you know, is it 5 years later? Is it a year later? It just didn't kind of make sense. Even her sister, who was supposed to be younger than her, kind of looks older than her, like by a lot, you know, and where she looks more like the little, you know, I don't know. There were a couple things that I found like I wasn't really sure. It was a good movie. But like I said, I have a thing about movies like that, you know, they kind of upset me when I see children, but you do not see it himself. There's also a scene that I didn't quite get. There's a scene in there where he comes face to face with the killer, and he gets like, I don't know, some premonition or something. I don't know. I didn't quite understand that this guy is the guy, and he attacks him, and they fight and all. And I thought, well, how does he know that? That kind of seems like a little like, how would he know that? You know, how would he feel that this is, out of all the people out there, that this guy may be that guy that did it? I don't know. It just, there was a little bit there of discrepancy, I think, in some of them. But the idea was good. And I would watch it again. I will tell you that much. I would watch it again, but it wasn't quite the way I expected it to be. I thought that she would be kind of leading them to the killer, kind of like, you know, like in the movie I See Dead People, you know, like, you know, so, but that's not how it was. She was like in a totally different La La Land until this all came to a resolution. So it is a pretty good movie. It's an emotional movie. It's a dark movie. It's suspenseful. It's not a happy-go-lucky kind of thing. You see the family go through a lot as a family, and like they would when a child is gone. So if you have not watched it, it's a really good movie. I mean, it's a lovely movie. It's a good movie to watch. It's very true to the fact that, you know, how this is how our children were in the 70s. This is how I grew up. I walked around and we did things. We had a lot of freedom, and these children had a lot of freedom. And so we are watching now how our world is now, and we're watching this, you know, where she's coming home late at night, and they don't really, you know, they just know the kids are out playing, but that's how it was because it was a different world then compared to now, and we got to remember that. But anyway, let me see. My mat is coming along really nicely this time. I have to be very careful that I only play with this when my baby is not around, because my baby, Savannah, just adores Plarn. And she goes to town in it. She sleeps on it. She wants it for herself. She just, you know, can't get enough of this Plarn. She has tangled up all of my balls together. Literally. She has taken my tote of Plarn, my balls that I had ready, and of course there was no lid on it because it's filled to the top. She dives in there and she just went to town, plays with it all the time, and she has tangled up every ball that I had in that big storage bin. So, but even so, I much rather her play that than to play with my yarn. And I will tell you, because the Plarn is not going to hurt her. She starts jumping around, she gets entangled in it. it doesn't hurt her. It's loose. It slides right off of her because it's grocery bags, you know. But I've noticed when she plays with the yarn and with my balls of yarn, the string, she gets herself tied up literally in you know, around her body and almost like hog tied. And I got scared one time because she got so entangled in it. I had to cut the yarn off of her, and I thought, boy, you know, if I'm not here, and she could probably cut off her circulation, you know, from her, you know, her legs or her paws being tangled like that. So no, I much rather, if she can go ahead and play with the yarn all she wants, as long as she stays away from the balls of yarn, because I feel like this is more of a danger to her than the plastic yarn. So she is. It's a mess, but I will live with it. I want her to be safe before I do anything else. But anyway, I got quite a bit done. Last time, I believe we had it down up to the yellow. And so from the yellow up, and as you see, this one's going to be quite colorful. And it's coming along really well. But like I said, I work on it when, you know, she's sleeping or she's not around. There's going to be a lot of color in this one. This one's got a lot of different colors, yellow and pink and green and red. So it's coming along. And it almost makes me feel better because when I see her playing with this, and she's sticking her claws in there and all, and it's still intact. That's sturdy. But anyway, that's all I got for you. It's late. It's time for bed. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.